everyone, and welcome to another episode of Hangout with ST. She's Alyssa.
And he's Hairianto, and Hangout with ST is a weekly show where we bring you top stories of the week.
That's right, anything that is local to everything that's happening
Around the world.
And this is episode 80.
Yeah, like our producer says, it's like a grand old wedding banquet. Or like grand old banquet, right? Because it's a milestone, 80.
80 years old. 80. Yeah, it's like a Chinese, we could have thrown a Chinese banquet.
Yeah. And we do have a giveaway that I feel is worth a banquet as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So stay till the end. Now we say it first. Yeah, okay, never mind.
Say it first,
yeah, there is a special giveaway at the end. So be sure to stay on and partake. And who knows, you might just be one of 5 winners that we are looking for.
That's right. So as you can see, Hairianto is back on the show today. Yay!
Woo, woo, woo. How was it last week?
It was good. Yeah. I did think that I was jinxed. So we started late because of a technical difficulty. For some reason, my earpiece just couldn't work, but for other people, it worked.
Oh.
10 minutes, you know.
Maybe it's just you lah.
We were delayed for 10 minutes.
Oh,
it's
wow.
not me, it's not me. I already said I was
So
jinxed.
are you saying that Dylan jinxed you?
I'm just saying you're my good luck charm.
Okay.
Let's just put it that way.
Dylan, if you're watching this, causing a rift between Alyssa and Dylan. But what if this is so nice to be back today, and so nice, to see all of you. Again, we're coming to you live from the Straits Times newsroom, so make sure that you leave your comments and partake in our conversation.
And I'm actually looking at our YouTube channel, so if you are watching us live on YouTube, please share your comments and I'll definitely check it out and read it later during the show.
Exactly. Now this week, Alyssa, we are going to be talking to 2 cosplayers.
I'm very excited.
Very excited, yeah.
That's why I made up myself, because they look very nice and I don't want to look like a dead fish. Next to them.
And I see that there are a lot of fans already that have tuned in. A lot of cosplayer fans. And then in our second segment, we'll be talking to someone who's very inspiring. He, due to personal adversity, he has bounced back and in fact now started something to help other people as well.
That's right, so you'll find out more later.
And of course, towards the end, we have a giveaway. You want to stay for that as well.
Definitely.
Okay. Let's see. Let's say hi to people. Wow. Okay. We have Samuel Chua. Great to have both of you back. Great to be back. Jason says giveaway. Wow, we have a lot of Kyo fans.
There's someone on our YouTube channel. Sorry, I can't see the name. He or she is asking, is it a radio broadcast? Well, it's not. The whole reason why the video just looks like it kept on loading was because we just had a slight technical issue, but we're live now.
Okay, so Dylan is on. He says, yo guys.
Yo.
I heard that. Oh no, he heard what you said.
I definitely said it so you can hear it.
Okay, wow. Okay, looks like we do have a lot of the cosplay fans.
Yeah.
Saying,
the time has come, brothers and sisters, says Jay Lee.
Yeah, and then we have Rea Kyo. I love Rea.
Wow, you have a lot of fans, guys.
Yeah.
And we see them right now, in fact. They're just there.
Yeah. Okay, so talking about cosplayers, right?
Yeah.
Ellie, I know you like anime and comics.
Yes, I do. I'm a fan. Yeah. I am still reading Slam Dunk. It's an anime which I watched when I was in secondary school. I really loved it, and because the anime only stops at like not all the way, so I want to read the comic because it goes beyond that.
Right.
Making sense.
And usually with the animes, of course, cosplay is a huge part of it as well.
Definitely.
Right? Are you into cosplay?
I'm not.
But you can appreciate.
I definitely appreciate it because I think there's a lot of craftiness, in a good way, and craftiness that goes into it.
Yeah, and I mean cosplay, to some it's a hobby, right? But for 22-year-old Rea, it generates a decent income for her now. Known as Rea Kami in the cosplay community, she's a full-time cosplayer who dresses up as fictional characters from anime series or video games.
And she turns her cosplay, which is short for costume play, she turns her photos into merchandise, and it can cost up to $300 for each photo.
Yeah, and she makes around $3,500 to $4,000 on good months when there are more cosplay events and of course from the sale of her merchandise.
So there's another full-time cosplayer, because we did say we have 2.
Yep.
She is 22-year-old Kyo in the cosplay community, and she says that she now earns about 3.5K each month from Patreon. So Patreon is, I guess, a site where, if you want to patronize or support artists, and they don't have to be cosplayers, you can give them like a sum of money to support them.
Oh, so it doesn't matter.
You don't have to be cosplayers.
Right, you don't have to be cosplayers.
You can be like artists or like
And
writers.
it's amazing, right? This whole cosplay, how big it is, because Japan's top cosplayer, Enako, I don't know whether I'm getting it right. I think it's pronounced as Enako, right?
Enako, yeah.
Can make $130,000, a whopping $130 just in one day.
To put that into context, I take about 3 years to make that.
What are we doing with our lives, right?
Not cosplaying, unfortunately.
My goodness, and we are indeed very honored tonight to have both cosplayers, Rea and Kyo, to join us.
Yay!
I'm
I'm excited. So all the fans, this is when you can, start sharing your support and stuff. So
Yeah.
can we please welcome them? Hi, hello, thanks for coming. Nice to meet you. Oh, I love the ears. Did you guys twin on purpose?
No. I think we were just like, what should we wear? Should we wear something like that's easy to sit down and talk in?
Yeah.
Not like we'll
Probably.
just keep adjusting, kind of thing.
Would you like
something casual?
Hey, would you like to say anything to your fans? Yeah.
Chem 3, yes.
What's poppin'? Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for watching, man.
Wow, my goodness.
Wow.
And, okay, so Rea and Kyo, and these are of course your cosplay names, cosplay character names, right? Why don't you start us off first? Who are you dressed up as today?
So today I'm dressed as Kaguya Luna. She's a virtual YouTuber, and she's my favorite virtual YouTuber.
Ah, okay. And Kyo, what about yourself?
I'm dressed as Atago from Azure Lane. It's a mobile game. Yeah, it's a ship girl mobile game. You should play if you want to. There's a lot of
It's really fun.
It's really,
But I'll definitely ask you about it after the show. I'm very interested in all these kind of things as well.
My goodness. So, okay, so for people who are watching us right now, right,
Yeah.
viewers at home, we have a question for you, and partake in our conversation. Let us know, right, what do you find most interesting about cosplay? Right? Is it the costumes? Is it,
The makeup, or is it the characters that you love so much?
Yeah. So let us know in the comment section below. So, Rea and Kyo, once again, thank you so much for coming onto the show tonight. We just want to know, how do you get into cosplaying? What is it that you love about it?
So I got into cosplay when I was visiting AFA, and then like my junior was yelling my name, and I was like, wait, who's that? And then I stared at her, and then she stared back at me, and I'm like, wait, I recognize the voice, but it doesn't match, the face and everything. And I'm like, oh, I realized that it was one of my female juniors from secondary school, and she was dressed as a guy, and I was so confused. I'm like, wait, what? Yeah, and then from then on, I was pretty close to her, but I didn't know she kind of did like an underground thing.
Yeah.
Then she kind of dragged me headfirst into the hobby, and then I got here.
So you said that you were at AFA, so that means you already had like a passion or
an
liking
interest.
for anime and comics, right?
Yeah.
So what was it that kind of pushed you into cosplay?
I think it was like my interest in makeup and dress up, because every girl loves like dress up in general. So like, to actually be able to do it, like you always see it on the internet, but you paise to do it. Now like my friend is like,
Just go.
Yeah, like encouraging me to do it. So like got poisoned.
And Kyo, what about you? How do you start with cosplaying?
I had like a general interest in like
Yeah.
anime and stuff like that. I had a friend who was a cosplayer also. I think I met him through a mutual friend, and at that time, it was really long ago, so the community was quite small.
Yeah.
Then I think that weekend when I first talked to him, there was an event. It was like a small gathering.
Yeah.
And then I think it was held by his friends. So like he told me, oh, if you're interested in this kind of stuff, maybe you want to drop by and check it out. So I went there. It was very different to me because when I went there, I see so many people. They were doing Vocaloid then, because it was quite big back then.
They were doing what?
Vocaloid, yeah, Vocaloid.
What's Vocaloid?
Vocaloid, yeah.
It's kind of like a Japanese synthesizer kind of. Yeah, people use it to make music. So
Right.
you can see their music videos on YouTube and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
people like the character.
Yeah.
Because it's like a virtual character-ish kind of
Kind
thing.
of like, do you know gorillas?
Yeah, it's kind of
yeah.
like Japanese
Gorillas.
gorillas.
Oh.
They came first or gorilla came first? I can't.
I don't know the
I don't know, but it's
chronological
like kind of the same-ish.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah, and
right.
it was quite big at that time. So I went there, and my friend ran up to me in costume. I'm like, whoa, yo, dude, dude, this is so different. Now I just looked around, I just see everyone enjoying themselves, and I find it really intriguing to how they express what they like.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know, it's interesting. Maybe I should like, you know, give it a go.
Ah, okay. And so you guys have clearly dressed up, you know, tonight for our show. If you could just tell us, you know, describe the process usually. How long does it take for you to get into get up? So for example, like today, you know, how long did it take for you to get into?
An hour?
Yeah, we take about the same amount of time, like an hour for makeup, and then to put on the costume and the wig, depending on how.
Yeah, depending
crazy
on
it
how,
is.
yeah. It might vary from like 30 minutes to an hour or more than that, depending on how crazy it is, like how much you need to put on.
Yeah.
And how do you decide on which, when do you decide, okay, now it's time to get another costume? Do you make the costume?
Yeah.
Do you try to do a new costume once a month? And how do you decide which costumes? Like, do you like the character?
Yeah.
Do you like the anime?
I guess it will be very feels-based.
Yeah, it's very
Feels, feeling.
Yeah, and then when something is usually like new,
Yeah.
and then we are like, like
We go
this
check it
character's
out,
so
and then
cool.
like when you actually see it and you get like amped up and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna do
Yes.
this. Gotta do this
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, interesting. And okay, so, you know, of course, when you guys started out, it started out as a hobby, you know. Do you expect actually to eventually now, you know,
Make money
out
off
of
it,
it?
yeah.
No,
That's like
not-
such
not
a
at
foreign
all.
concept.
Yeah.
Like we are still quite bamboozled
Right.
by the whole idea that
Right.
we're doing it full time. Even till now, like sometimes I just look at the ceiling of my room, I'm like, wait, what?
So how do you reach that stage where, you know, you guys started out as a hobby and then you realize that, hey, wait a minute, you
That
know.
people would buy my photos.
Yeah,
that, you know, that sort of thing,
What was that point like, or that process like?
She's a pioneer in it, so she should explain it.
I actually don't really quite know how to explain. I guess
Yeah.
it was kind of because that kind of tradition of like selling like your own prints and stuff. It was kind of like a Japanese thing because they do it a lot there. They like appreciate that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
here it was pretty foreign at the time. So I guess you gotta test the waters a bit, see like
Yeah.
if it goes wrong, like it's fine. Like
Yeah.
you don't know how it is, but you gotta try first.
Yeah.
So I guess that's like how you you ask like you
I think
survey-ish.
You survey like, oh, what's popular this
Yeah.
this period, or like what's your favorite characters in general to the public, and then you kind of like cosplay things that you enjoy, and then
Yeah.
you try to find like the thing in between,
Like the middle ground?
and the middle ground, and then
Right.
you ask for the demand for it, and then you sell it. So most of us started doing like pre-orders, so
Yeah.
we didn't have to like.
Yeah, so we kind of like get like a gauge.
Yeah, a gauge
Yeah,
of the demand for it lah. And
Yeah.
And where are the bulk of your fans from? Do you have any overseas
Yeah.
fans? Do you have any fans in Japan?
Ours is in America.
Yeah,
right?
ours is
A lot from America.
Yeah, like so it's Singapore, America,
or like
Philippines.
regional.
Yeah.
I think Taiwan, Hong Kong, they probably have that too.
Nice. And you know, when you guys first started out, what about your parents' reaction or family reaction? Were they supportive of it, you know? Or do your parents go like, are you sure you want to do this full time? I mean, I would imagine if I wanted to be a male cosplayer, my mom would be like,
Oh, is it?
no way, you know, like get a proper job, or you know, like,
Yeah,
or like get,
something.
Or are you attached? Do you have boyfriend?
No.
Oh no.
or like, you know, like get a normal job, right? You know, what were their reactions like?
I think for most like content creators,
Yeah.
we always start out with people telling us to get a real job. But
Yeah.
the thing is that we can live off of it.
Yeah.
And like it's definitely not like a crazy like how I would say what's the word for it lah? Another word for profitable. Wait, lucrative.
Yeah, lucrative.
Not like some people say it's lucrative. Like some press actually like make it out to be like super lucrative. But the thing
Yeah.
is that like we live enough. We make enough to live,
Yeah.
and then we put most of the money back into costume making. Yeah.
Because
Production.
Sorry, you were saying?
yeah, because like we put some part of the money to continue what we do because like people pay us money to
Yeah.
create more
Create the
content, so that's what we should do as well.
Right.
So what you're wearing today, did you make it all on your own?
Oh no.
So,
Beautiful, wonderful wonders.
I only made
of
these.
Pao Pao. Oh, you made these.
so you can buy a full set. Oh, you made that. So for the costumes, you can buy a full set of Taobao. Do you like do you customize it, or if there's something you can't find, do you try to make it on your own?
Yeah, we do. We try. We try our hardest too. If really that you can't really find it, we will just find
Yeah.
like regular bits and pieces of stuff, try and alter them here and there, modify them.
Yeah.
So how much is the most you spent on a costume, and what costume was it?
Oof.
Yeah, mine was Trilizia. It was a project together with my friend's company who
Yeah.
does like pretty cool stuff with props and stuff. He usually does, those kind of like Kamen Rider suits, like
Okay.
full suits.
Yeah.
So I asked him and his company to help me out with my 02 project,
Yeah.
which is Strelizia. The company's called Eden.
We are lost.
Yeah.
We actually we had no idea, but
It's like a big, the giant mecha picture that you guys see there.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was like pretty expensive. It was like 1,002, including transport.
Oh, wow.
And where do you keep all your costumes? At home?
For her, it's at home.
And for me, it's home because she keeps hers at like the
A warehouse.
Storage facility.
Yeah,
facility.
it's where Eden Tech is.
Yeah, it's where Eden Tech's also at.
Okay.
So we have like this place where we craft all of our stuff. So we have like the sanding machines and like the equipment, the pliers, the spray paints. So
Yeah.
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 Wow,
And you know, I just wonder, right, because I am very new to this whole cosplay thing, and I'm pretty sure, you know, that there are misconceptions to cosplaying. You know, what riles you the most with misconceptions? What are some of the misconceptions that you guys face, you know, with regard to cosplay? Because I remember, Rea, for you, like in your interview, you said that people tend to think that, oh, it's very racy, it's very...
Like all cosplay. Definitely there's a big portion that does all the racy stuff.
Yeah.
For them, it's like a source of living, that's fine. But there's like a huge majority of us that just want to keep it chill.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just
Keep it
do
clean,
yeah. We just do it because we love the character. But the thing is that a lot of female characters, like regardless of whether they are like sexualized or not, they do show a lot of skin.
Yeah.
That's how people design characters to attract people's eyes.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's kind of inevitable to
Yeah.
be mixed in with the not safe for work crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But of course, for you, in your interview, of course, you did say that you have a limit,
Yeah.
right? Tell us more about that.
So how I would judge it is usually like how people separate safe for work and not safe for work. Usually be how much skin you show, how accurate it is to the source material, and also the posing. Yeah. So for me, I stick to canon work or very, very popular fan art.
Okay.
And I think the most I've gone to was like bikini shoots.
Right,
Yeah.
right, okay.
Yeah,
That's pretty
beach
normal.
shoots, yeah.
Okay. What about yourself, Kyo, then?
I do some stuff like that sometimes because like I think it's most of the time sometimes I see like fan art that I really like.
Yeah.
But it's like slightly like not safe for work, but it's still like it's okay for me because I feel like as long as like I know that I'm like properly covered, it's okay. Yeah.
Do you get any weird requests from fans
Yeah.
online? Weird DMs?
Yeah.
You know, they
Because
send
you guys
DMs
have-
and you're just
you guys have-
Everyone gets like weird DMs.
I don't get weird DMs.
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
you guys have like, wow, the followership. Okay, so Rea, you have about 26K followers.
Yeah, I grew
right?
a lot. Like,
And then Kyo has about 212K followers. I'm pretty sure, you know, you guys have weird requests.
what's the weirdest?
Yeah, what's the weirdest?
Actually, just saying off.
Yeah.
Like, okay. here's the tip.
Yeah.
Okay. So a lot of like cosplayers, right? They tend to get like a lot of weird requests, right?
Yeah.
But for some reason, I feel like both of our fan bases are like pretty chill.
Yeah, we're pretty chill.
They're mostly very, very chill people.
Okay.
Yeah, like some of the stuff that I read from other cosplayers, I'm just like, whoa, I've never seen
Yeah.
that. Like I've never been sent like
Like, you know-
pictures. Like I've never gotten stuff like that.
And it's not like you want it, right? Just to make it clear.
Please don't. God, please don't.
Just to make it clear. Again, for those of you who have just tuned in to us, we are here with two Singapore full-time cosplayers. We have Rea as well as Kyo. They are here in the house, in the studio with us tonight. And really, you know, cosplay has gone from the fringes to the mainstream. Just in Singapore alone, there are at least 7 annual cosplay-related events here. And you know, some of these events, they've seen more than 100,000 fans, you know, and they've grown significantly.
One example is Cosfest. So that started in 2002 with just 200 attendees, and this July it attracted over 20,000 people.
My goodness,
That's crazy.
that's
Look at our
crazy.
graphics. Wow,
Yeah.
nice. Thank you.
It's crazy. So, you know, Rea, Kyo, if you could tell us, you know, what do you think has contributed to this growth with cosplay in Singapore?
I guess it would.
What is the draw, you know, of cosplay, you reckon?
I guess over the years, I can say that the society has been more open towards these kind of things. So I guess that plays like a huge part in like people like not being afraid to like, you know, do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because obviously last time they'd be like, you do that and you're like, oh my god, you're so weird.
Calling the cops on you.
Like, why are these people here?
Yeah.
But now it's because like, you know, you're like it's pretty open and it's like actually it's not really uncommon to find people who like anime in Singapore.
Yeah.
Like even if it's maybe you just say you just watch like one or two. I mean,
Yeah.
you've probably seen some part of your sometime in your
Naruto,
life. Like,
Bleach,
yeah, all the
One
the
Punch
classics.
Man.
Right,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like it's not very uncommon. So like maybe like most people they just need like that one friend that's like, hey dude, you wanna come just join? It's like
That push.
Yeah, you
it's
just
like-
need that
it's like me.
push. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That drag.
yours is pretty intense though.
So we have a question here in our comments, and people are just commenting. It's crazy, people.
They love you.
Yeah, they love you guys, and they especially like the part where you say, "Here's the tea,"
Yeah.
spilling the tea.
Here's.
So Benjamin Wong has a question here. Any tips or advice for new younger cosplayers that want to cosplay but shy to do so?
Go, bro. Just go, Joe.
Goja.
Believe in yourself.
Yeah, really. Okay. Here's the thing, right? Your first. Here's a tweet that I read. Your first cosplay will always be bad. Your first podcast will always be bad. Your first book will always be bad. Just go and do it, and then you will
learn from it
Yeah,
eventually.
yeah. Embarrassment makes you learn.
Ah, wow. So
Nice.
really, there are a lot of comments here. So Sebastian Pang says, Rea told us to behave ourselves or she'll ban us.
Hey, I'm not that
To
mean.
you. Wow, this is amazing. And then on YouTube, we have Yan Shen Lim saying, cosplayers for the win.
Woohoo! Wow. Okay. So we have Adam MKZ that says, Rea hit the dab, please.
Oh boy.
What is that?
Oh no.
Is that a dab? Normal dab? Okay.
The Rea won't just hit the dash, she'll hit
Oh,
like
your
everything.
fan,
Right?
your fan is asking you to do it, but it's up to you. It's up to you.
okay.
Oh.
You gotta do it style. You can't do the two
The
hands.
usual.
You gotta do this.
Oh, I'm learning so much
right.
tonight.
Yeah, I am actually.
Switching it up.
Let's see. Wow, I'm just going through all the comments here. It's amazing, right? That the community is behind you guys. Very chill people. Sarusan says, I like this. Jonathan Quack says the true self has emerged. I think emerged.
Merge.
We have Tajo Junichiro says, got my eye on you. But he didn't say who lah.
I'm banning
Yeah.
you.
Whoa.
Girl.
The T.
Okay, so we have we'll take one last question from Samuel Tra. So Samuel Tra is asking, how long do you guys reckon that you'll be in this industry for? Oh, there's the thinking cap pose.
Help. I actually have no idea. Honestly, I've been thinking of, because I'm actually on my gap year,
Yep.
which slowly turned into 2 gap years. So currently I'm on a tentative gap life.
Okay.
I'm thinking of going to uni.
Okay.
But I'll think about it first. But yeah, I've been thinking of transitioning back into the media industry or marketing, because I came from there in
Okay.
my diploma days.
So are you saying that once you go to university or you get a job, you'll stop doing this?
I don't think I'll ever stop cosplaying, but I might stop coming up with consistent content, because we do create a lot of content every month for Patreon stuff. I know that she creates 4 or 5 albums. She shoots 4 or 5 photo shoots every single month.
Wow.
She works very, very hard.
And sometimes a week also.
Yeah.
Depends on what I have on my schedule.
And you get a team to do it with you?
No, it's just me and my photographer.
Yeah. So usually it's a 2 or 3 people thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. For me, it's what I do is that I compile a lot of photo shoots and then I just edit them and send them out. So I can go to a photo shoot from 9 a.m. all the way to 9 p.m. nonstop.
Oh my
And I'll do
goodness.
4 or 5 different shoots in one day.
Oh.
That's how it
Yeah.
works, man.
Yeah, what about yourself, Kyo? Because I understand that you were telling me that you just came back from the Philippines.
Yeah, I just did
Right?
about 2-3 days ago.
Yeah, for a cosplay event as well.
Yeah, I was guesting for Best of Anime in Philippines.
Wow.
Okay, I do have one more question.
Yes,
Which I'm very
yes, yes.
curious.
Go ahead.
Is there one costume, one character which you haven't done yet but you really want to do? Do you have a dream character?
I think mine would be Prince Eugen from Azur Lane. Because Azur Lane is... I recently got into Azur Lane half a year ago.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
an anime?
No, it's the
It's
game
the-
that.
Oh, it's a game.
Oh,
Oh,
that she's
right.
cosplaying.
Okay.
Yeah, and I really love the German ships. And but I haven't had the time
Right.
because I've been flooded with so many backlogs of cosplays that I want to do.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to start doing Azur Lane costumes.
Right. Right. What about Rea yourself?
Actually, for me, I don't actually think I have one in mind because I do too many already. It's like, you know,
non-stop.
Yeah, it's like all the ones that I want to do. I think I might have a few, but they're all like from Overwatch.
Yeah.
It's because they're more on the tankier, like the bigger side. So like it will take more time than regular stuff.
Wait, so you want to do like Zarya?
No, man, I'm not gonna bulk out.
But in any case, your fans want us to remind you guys to drink and eat because apparently you guys work really hard that sometimes you guys forget to eat and drink. So there we have said it. Yeah. So there we've said it. Okay, some are saying that make sure she eats dragon fruits.
Why?
We're so specific.
That was like a meme because like I don't know why, but all the memes come from all of my Instagram mukbangs.
Yeah.
And then I was saying on the live like, oh, I hate dragon. I was in Vietnam for
Yeah.
an event, and then I was like, oh, I hate dragon fruit. And then the hotel gave us dragon fruit, and I was like, maybe you know what? Like someone dared me.
Yeah.
If I take a bite of the dragon
Yeah.
fruit with the skin on,
Oh.
he'll send me $60. Now I'm like, I bid.
Oh, so
You
$60.
got $60?
Yeah. Oh my god, look at that. Yeah, I legit got the $60.
At least he followed through.
Yeah, at least
Yeah, he
followed
came through,
That's right.
which is
All right,
great.
again, thank you so much, Rea and Kyo, for coming onto the show tonight. You know, anything that you want to say to your fans before, you know, we say goodbye? Here.
Oh,
Gang.
Yes.
gang.
Gang.
Yeah, oh.
You're the best.
You're the best. Thank you for
you.
supporting us.
All right, once again, thank you so much,
Thank
Rea
you.
and Kyo. Aw, there we go. Again, for those of you who have just recently joined us, we've got two full-time cosplayers here, right? Singapore cosplayers, Rea and Kyo. Now, they are here to tell us more about really, you know, how they keep up with the work.
And of course, we had lots of wonderful comments from their fans who really show a lot of love. Wow.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you so much. Now, moving on to our second segment.
Right. So this one, Yana, I've always wondered,
Yeah.
what would you say when do you experience the biggest crisis in your life? Was it in JC or?
Actually, no. Actually, it was in uni. Like, okay, you talk about school, right?
Okay, let's talk about school. Yeah.
Actually, it was uni. I remember uni in my first semester in uni because, you know, after 2 years of being in NS and all that, getting back to school was tough for me, right? And I remember one night I was just printing my notes out, and then I just sat in the middle of the room and I started crying.
like this.
No.
It was a full-blown like.
No lah. I just started tearing simply because there was so much readings to do. Yeah, and I thought, you know what? I'm not going to do this. I'm going to quit school.
And this was second week of school only.
And this was second week of
first year.
first semester in university. I wanted to quit school, but of course, friends told me that no, don't do that. You know, my girlfriends, they were in year 3 then, so they said no, stick on it. You know, you'll be fine and all that. And then my first year, I didn't do so well.
Oh, it's okay. I didn't do so well my first year of uni too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like we have something in common.
We do have something in common. Yeah, we do. Finally, we found something that we have
Yes,
in common.
correct. Exactly.
Finally. Well, you know, I think also you'll be able to relate to our next guest. So he also suffered a stressful period when he was in school, but this was when he was in JC. But like you, he also bounced back and he started a social enterprise called Rebound with Resilience.
And this provide employment with people with disabilities. They hire and train speakers with disabilities to give assembly talks. Certainly very inspiring person because we chatted with him earlier on as well. So with that, we are indeed very honored to have with us right here the man himself, Mr. Kevin Wee.
Hey,
Kevin. Hello. Come,
Okay,
come,
so
come.
Kevin actually reached out to us via Facebook. So it's true, like you send us a pitch and we'll listen.
Yeah.
We'll listen, we'll reply.
Yeah, if you have something that you want to pitch to us, let us know, right? So, Kevin, first up, can you just tell us when and how did it all start with this social enterprise?
Hey, thanks for having me on the show.
Welcome.
I really appreciate it because I totally forgot that I was going to come up because I was so absorbed in.
You're so entertained.
Yeah, I was so absorbed by the interview. I learned so much about cosplay.
Yeah.
It's interesting, yeah. But yes, okay, I need to talk, right?
Yeah.
Yes, you
You're
do.
here to talk about Rebound with Resilience.
Yes.
Okay, sure. So, first question is, when did I start it?
Yeah, and how did it start?
Okay, so I got to give credit where it's due. I think I started when I was in university. So it first started out as a final year project. So I just graduated from Wee School of Communications. Yeah, so they've been quite supportive to me. And so in the final year project, we, together with 3 other group mates, we actually started out Rebound with Resilience. Yeah, so essentially it's to cultivate resilience and positive mental health in youth. Specifically. Yeah, and we also train people with disabilities to do assembly talks. as well.
And this actually stemmed from a very personal reason. Are you comfortable sharing this with our viewers?
Yeah, so of course now, just to close up the initial discussion, right? So now we kind of finished the final year. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous.
No, that's fine, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Just finished the final year, the project.
Yep.
So we finished in May. So now I'm doing it full time alone in a sense. So actually the reason why I continue is because I really do have a passion for this. And I always wanted to do this. And the reason being, if I may share, you asked
Definitely,
personal
yes,
reason.
please.
Just Hairianto was talking about crying in university. Mine happened a bit earlier.
Right.
So I first was aware of this idea of how mental health and grades are kind of linked when 10 years ago. So that was, I still remember my brother had a friend. He always came and played. He was very jovial, very happy, go lucky, And then I remember during the PSL results day, my brother's PSL results day, I went into the toilet, because I need to pee. I went to the toilet, and then I saw him in the corner, and he was completely different from what he was. Right, so he was in the corner, he was huddled in the corner, and this is what he said. He was on his phone. He said, please don't scold me, I did badly. My life is over. And like in my mind, I'm thinking like, why should a 12-year-old kid, his entire life ahead of him is over just because of a couple of alphabets, right, on a piece of paper? And the irony is that, right, I was also stuck in that paradigm without knowing it. So I'm a typical type A personality, right? I'm like, I cannot lose, I cannot stand losing. I did well in my studies, my sports, super competitive. And so my self-image became very much dependent on external variables, right? Like what other people thought about me, my grades, my achievements. And that is fine if you're doing well. But it can also be a drawback.
In fact, you actually submitted an empty sheet during your A-level exam, correct?
So I'm going to get to that, right? And so it's interesting because towards the A-levels, I told my mom, right, I said, my mom shared with me a story where before her uni exams, she had to take LOA because her mom, her grandma, had anxiety, had health issues. So she had anxiety and she had to take LOA from school. And I remember looking across at my mom, right? I said, Mom, that will never happen to me. With such arrogance. And life is an interesting way of humbling you, because before the A's, my entire room was vibrating because someone else was doing renovation. I was vibrating. I couldn't study, I couldn't focus, I had anxiety, and eventually led to me handing up blank sheets of paper for my math A-levels. So it's a 6-hour paper, 3 hours, paper 1, paper 2, both had a mental block.
And tell us, so how do you overcome it then, eventually, and the process of overcoming and then eventually now, translating that to your social enterprise.
Sure. So, and so obviously it was very devastating at that point of time. Like, of course, now grades mean nothing to me, but at that point of time, everything, my life, my future whatsoever, kind of I was conditioned to think that it was dependent on that. So I spent a couple of months suffering from mental health issues after that. And coming out of that, because of certain factors coming out of that, I just developed a very strong desire. I really had a lot of empathy for people who were in that situation. I just became obsessed with it. I just read about it, researched about it, I dreamed about it, and so I knew eventually.
Kevin, I'd like to know, how did you get over that? You had people to help you. So we did discuss this before. We were talking about it, right? So you said you had parents who were very supportive, and also you seek professional help.
Yeah, and so, if you are, for anyone that might be facing this, right, I think I would say my mom. One key factor. Like if you, it's a bit weird, but if you think your mom is the best mom in the world, right, you're lying, because my mom is actually the best in the world. I legit, I love her to death, and because it was so difficult for her to see, a kid transition from someone so confident to someone that's thinking about taking their own life and stuff like that. And so they were very supportive, very empathetic. They were confused, but they were very empathetic on my situation. They supported me. And I think another factor which you mentioned also is that initially I was very reluctant to take medication because I saw it as a stigma. Like I self-stigmatized myself. I went from here to all the way at the bottom, right? And so I was very reluctant, but because I opened up myself to that, and I think it did help to alleviate some of the thoughts.
Now, you did say that you have a type A personality, you were in an elite environment, you were in a very good school, you did very well in your studies and also in sports. and a lot of your self-esteem, it was based on external factors, right? Has your definition of success changed since then?
Well, it's interesting you ask, because the last factor that led to my recovery is a complete paradigm shift of how I view things. I had to redefine what success means to me. I had to redefine like what my self-worth is based upon. And even though it was a very tough rewiring, I would say, when I actually did that, I just felt like I was completely lifted. You know, like just this burden was lifted off me, and I just thought that I don't need to go to university to be successful, you know. And obviously, eventually, I did go, but I just let go of that.
So tell us now, you know, with again going back to the point now that you know, things have turned around for you and you've picked yourself up, and you know, with Rebound, with resilience, you know, how with this social enterprise you hope to reach out to, you know, the people out there, and how can, you know, one benefit from Rebound with resilience?
Sure.
Tell us more about the social enterprise.
Yeah, so I think we exist mainly to help students see failure differently. Not as a permanent personal failure, you know, but just as objective feedback, you know, to correct, to improve yourself, and eventually achieve what you want. Like what I think Rea was saying, right? You first start out, you definitely suck, right? The first time will always be louder than the 100th time. But you have to start that process and eventually get to where you want to go. And so we want to reframe the way they view failure. And we also, because I hardly talked about the people with disabilities, right? And I do want to talk about that a bit, because they really inspire me. There are people that are visually impaired, and they face, I mean, they lose their sight around 19, 20 years. You know how devastating that is? And they actually overcome that. And now they share their stories. So we train them to share their stories in schools, compensate them. And students also get a benefit from their experience, their resilience. So that's the general direction.
Okay.
So Kevin, how does your social enterprise work? What are some challenges you face?
What are some challenges? Okay, there's no such thing as challenges, only opportunities to grow.
Right.
No, but
Very positive.
That's cliche, right? But okay, challenges, I would think just trying to be disciplined, because I'm running on myself. You know, like what they were mentioning was it's a lot of hard work doing it yourself. And so
do people try to undercut you because you're a social enterprise?
Yeah, and I think a lot of friends that I speak to that in the industry, they say that people think that just because you're a social enterprise, they try to undercut and say you're doing a social work, you know, try and charge less and stuff like that. But I actually don't realize that social enterprise is an enterprise. It is a business. And for us to continue sustainably to do good, like it needs to function as a business and make money. If not, the beneficiaries cannot benefit, you know, the people won't get jobs.
There still has to be that balance, right, at the end of the day. Again, if you want to know more about Rebound with Resilience, you can check out their website at www.reboundwithresilience.com. And, you know, again, thank you so much, Kevin, for coming onto the show to share with us more, you know, and really, it's a personal recount as well. And from this personal experience, you've turned and reach out, to help out other people, which is great. And we are really very honored to have you onto our show tonight. And thank you for reaching out to us as well.
Sure. Thanks for
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yep, and with that, on to our next segment. You know, now that we've heard the inspiring story from Kevin, for more inspiration, we have this new segment, Positive Vibes. You know, there are a lot of negatives.
Positive.
Yeah, there are a lot of negatives out there, so we just want to have something positive out here in the interweb, inspiring and heartwarming, that warm the cockles of our hearts.
And the story that we picked this week is about 15-year-old Dini Kuratuani, who without any hesitation, she helped this woman who was a traffic accident victim.
Yep. Now, the National Civil Defence Cadet Corps cadet was on her usual bus ride home on July 19 when the bus knocked down a woman in New Upper Changi Road, rendering her unconscious. Now, quick to react to the situation, Dini immediately asked a fellow passenger to call 995 before performing CPR on the victim, as she had no pulse.
And not only that, she stayed with her until the paramedics arrived.
Now, her selfless act was shared on a Facebook post by SCDF, who learned about it from NCDCC. Now, SCDF presented the SCDF Community Lifesaver Award to Dini. Good job.
Good job, Dini.
Anything's off? On a light note, that is Facebook Face Off.
Where's our bumper?
Goodness, okay.
Well, we did say we're ending things off on a light note. So you know, this is where we go through the Straight Science Facebook page and we look at the Dana's comments and we pick out the funniest.
If you think that Alyssa's comments are funnier, you type in A.
If you think Hairianto's ones are funnier, type in H.
Okay, Ellie, you go.
Yeah, I go first. So this is a story where in badminton, right, world number 28, he took just 35 minutes to upset world number 11 at the Chinese Taipei Open. His name is Lo Kian Yu. And Muhammad Hafiz says, LKYW!
Oh, because Lo Kian Yu or LKY is
and then like G is supposed to come through, right?
So my story is about, of course, Dini, 15-year-old girl, right, who helped. We spoke about it in our Positive Vibe segment. Raymond Paramedic says, anyone wants to learn first aid and CPR with AED may contact me. Very opportunities, right? Certified by Singapore Resuscitation First Aid Council. And after that, Indra S replied, thought you were kidding, and I googled. Thumbs up. And this is
actually, Indra, good. Indra, you cannot fake this person with fake news. Good, Indra, good on you. You went to double check. Very good.
You think that Alyssa's comment is funny, type in A?
You think Hairianto's comment is funny, type in H.
Okay, second one,
round.
I'll go. Okay, this is about, you've heard pay wave, now there's pay face, right? Jason Sean says, whole new meaning for face value. So basically, you use facial payments.
So now your face got value lah.
Yeah.
Good one, good one, good one.
Okay, Ellie, you go.
Okay, so this one that I chose is Taobao. They have their first physical store in Southeast Asia at Funan IT Mall.
Yeah.
And Ashley An Cheong says, she tags her friend Victoria and she says, we need to go and touch everything. I mean, that was how I read it in my mind.
Yeah.
It's like,
I think so.
funny, right? Like, you must go and touch furniture, man. You know?
So if you think that Alyssa comments is funny, you type in A.
You think Hairianto is funny, type in H.
Okay, Alyssa, last round.
It is the last round, it's the deciding round. So I picked the same story that you did, right? Facial payments. And then, so pay face lah. So Cindy Chan says, well, if the transaction don't go through, then it will be no face.
I actually saw this comment. I wanted to pick this, but I decided to go the other one,
Yeah, because then your face is worthless, right? If the transaction don't go through. So sad.
So mine is about sales that never end could soon come to an end at Singapore shops. You know, you've always hear this, right? Closing down sale, but it's not true. Abdul Shakir says, and we all know this, Value Dollar closing down sale since 2013. Seen all this, right?
Yeah. I remember when I was a student in Melbourne, I walked past JB Hi-Fi for 2 years when I was there. It was closing down for 2 years.
So if you think that Alyssa's comments are funny, type in A.
If you think Hairianto is funny, type in H.
Okay,
we'll give you some time, you know. And actually, we do. I have a vote for myself, on YouTube.
That's nice.
So, RS Denify, if I'm pronouncing it right, says A.
Yeah. We have my intern who used to support me, but looks like now he is supporting Alyssa instead for 2 rounds.
Oh, wow.
And supporting me for the last one, wow, too much, our intern.
No, Samuel Tra, 2 rounds went to you.
Okay.
2 rounds went to you. Irfan voted for you. You might actually win this round.
We have quite a bit of people still commenting with Kyo.
Now, of course, your mom voted for you.
Oh, of course lah.
Of course lah. wait. So people are still commenting for our
cosplayers. Yeah. Again, thank you so much, for tuning in. For those of you who have just joined us, of course, earlier on we had Kyo and Rea. They are full-time Singapore cosplayers who've done this full-time.
And then we also had Kevin Wee. He's the founder of Rebound with Resilience, where it's a social enterprise that aims to help persons with disabilities.
Exactly. So we can close our voting?
Yes, I think it's
in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes!
Both YouTube and Facebook. Wow.
He says that, but actually on YouTube only there's only a vote for me.
Oh. Okay.
But I mean, like I'm the loser who's counting. I mean on YouTube.
You win on YouTube. Okay, fine. Thank you so much for tuning in. Of course,
we have a giveaway.
Yes,
we have a giveaway before we forget. So we've given out some nice stuff courtesy of our very nice sponsors. So that time you had Hosen Leong's show.
Yep.
Hosanna 50.
Yeah, Love You Long Time. And then we also had NDP giveaway. And because it's F1 season very soon, we have exclusive tickets to give away to the Thursday Pit Lane experience. Now, mind you, you cannot get these tickets anywhere else.
You can't buy it.
You can't buy it, right? And this will take place on the F1 weekend on 19 September at 8 p.m.
So you'll get to see the Formula One cars up close and stationary. So it's not like zoom, zoom. You know, you get to see it. And you also get to see the pit crew in action at the garage.
Wow, and we have 5 pair of tickets to give away. So this is how you can win the tickets.
It's very easy. Follow us on Instagram.
Hangout with ST. Like the post, which we are going to post up in a bit after the show.
So if you don't see immediately, hold on. That's because we're gonna post it up.
And then comment on the post with the correct answer to this question. Don't worry, we will post the question as well later. How many laps do the drivers have to complete?
You know? Do you know the answer?
I know the answer.
I also know.
Yeah.
But we cannot take part.
But we cannot take part, and we cannot tell you also, but we can hint to you that it is Googleable.
Googleable. There you go. Googleable.
And then tag someone you would like to bring to the event. Winners will be notified on September 9th.
And by the way, you have to be at least 18 years old.
Yeah, correct. Because for
you can't
safety
go
reason, adult supervision, yeah?
Right.
So tag someone you like to go because it's 5 pairs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to participate,
Go for it.
Go for
Please
it.
go for it, okay?
Now that is all we have for you this week. For more news and videos, do log on to straitstimes.com.
We're also on social media, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube.
Yeah. Hi, YouTube fans.
Hi, YouTube fans.
So you can write in to us on our email. You know, if you have anything to pitch, let us know. That was how Kevin actually reached out to us.
And others.
And others as well, yeah. And of course, our Instagram handle is there as well, Hangout with the ST. You know, send us anything you want to send us. A question, a picture.
GIFs.
A GIFs. Yeah. A GIFs.
A GIFs.
A GIF, I mean.
A GIF.
All right, it's been a fun week this week. We hope you guys had fun as well. Once again, she's Alyssa.
And he's Hairianto. Goodbye and see you next week.